welcome back to class. I learned a valuable lesson. You are never too late to learn. Now, I'm a business professor, like I have explained numerous times. Now, the business world is changing. What we're seeing right now is a lot more of marketing pushes like social media, for instance. Just an example, right? So, I'm kind of behind the curve because I'm 40, like I've said numerous times. So, some of these new social media norms, like TikTok, not in my comfort zone. So, boom, let me give you a little bit of a story time this week. So, as many of us have seen in the culture, there was a big interview I talked about before on the Breakfast Club with the streamer Neon. Neon has a past of saying a lot of controversial, a lot of racist stuff. He's basically, I went down a little bit of the rabbit hole. He's just wild out in the past. Breakfast Club does an interview with him, and they basically just keep reiterating the same points over and over without really drawing a conclusion or a solution or giving some type of next step. It could have been a teachable moment as elders to kind of not only hold someone accountable, but also to help them in their next level of process. However, it didn't really go that way. It was kind of like a not great interview, and ultimately the people really sided with Neon, and they're basically saying, "Hey, we know he had this past, but he's apologized for all these last couple of years or whatever the case." So basically, the interview backfired. Now, let me give you a little bit of what happened with me. I make a video on TikTok. I did not side with either one. But what I'm saying is, when you're communicating with someone and they keep bringing up the same points over and over and over, notice how they're communicating and what the intention is. They're communicating to win. They're just trying to win the moment. Now, I just shared this opinion. TikTok, I don't know how this happens, but they slaughter me. They basically say a bunch of mean personal comments. I think I saw like 13 public comments, but like over 100 that I had to approve. So it was someone like basically using inappropriate language, cussing, all that good stuff. Now here's what I can say. On TikTok, there's not a lot of duality. There's not a lot of good and bad. It's either good or bad because it's an echo chamber, meaning a lot of what people are seeing is stuff they agree with. So whatever goes against that, they're quick to jump up and be offended or want to insert themselves and say XYZ. Now here's the issue. I put all this out here. I wasn't even talking on who I agree with. I'm just saying the dynamic. Now all of this wave of people just take it as I'm defending Neon and I'm going one way and I'm defending his past, and they just start going at it on me in the comment section, right? Now, what I can say is my message was right, but I was in the wrong room. The room was not ready to receive the message and look at how layered things can be. It's not always one way. It's not always black or white. There's layers to everything. Sometimes we need to communicate about the second layer. I don't watch streaming, and I barely follow a lot of the Breakfast Club as of right now because I'm busy. But I make an observation, and I have people basically going at me. They're not looking at the actual important message of what I was trying to share about communication. People just trying to argue with you about how people troll. Ultimately, they prove my point by just trolling me and trying to win the moment. So next time you're in a position where you have the right message, but the room is not receiving it, feel free. Give yourself permission to leave the room. That room is not ready for the truth you have to share. So I hope it helps per usual.